Okay, here we go. First thing we need to think of in the back of our heads is you need to understand x is a line. X squared will look like that. X cubed will look like that. X fourth will look like that. Do you already have those all in the back of your minds? Okay, and flipped, right? Do you know the flipped version of each? Do you know the names of all these things? Do you know the names of them? If you just have an x, what is the name of the function? Linear. It makes a line, it's linear. Do you know the name of a squared? Starts with a Q, quadratic. Do you know the name of a I just almost said it, a third cubic? Do you remember the name of the fourth? Quartic. Think of money, quarters. I think that it, yeah, we're good. It has that name in there. Okay, so those are some things you're always going to have to keep in mind, those shapes, the names. Okay, here we go. It tells me that there's a relationship between, in this case, the number of t-shirts you order and then the cost per shirt. Okay, ready? I need you to push the button called Stat. Edit, enter. Stat, edit, enter. And it gives you an L1, L2, all that. Okay? If you have stuff written on here, like if you might have numbers in there from the past, go up, up, up until it hits onto the top, L1, and push clear. Do not push delete. Do not delete it, because then it deletes the whole column. Ready? Clear down. So go up to the top, and you can go clear down, and it will erase the... Okay, so stat, edit, and it gets you to this screen. Is there stuff in your screen? Yeah. So go up till your cursor is on the L, and then hit clear down. Clear down? Clear and down. Like the arrow down. Clear and then the down arrow. Okay. And it got rid of everything in there, right? So do the same idea. But yeah, I'm just reiterating, don't push delete. Clearing. Because it will delete your whole column. I figured out how to bring it back, but I forget. I'd have to think about it for a bit. Okay, here's what I want you to do. Can you type this in L1 and this in L2? Okay, and you can push 500 enter. I think it goes like that. Or down. You can either do enter or down when you're typing. Okay, so again, just the steps. After you have your data, you want to always activate your plot and move your mouse away so that you can physically see that that plot is activated. And then Zoom 9 will just do that for you and change your window. Okay, so the relationship of these variables is linear. It's obviously a decreasing linear function. The more shirts you're ordering, the less the cost is getting. I want you to get me an equation for that line. So that's what we're going to do now. Hit stat. Calculate. Stat and calculate. It is option number 4, a linear regression. Number 4 is a linear regression. Enter. Enter. So you should go, again, stat, calculate, linear regression, enter. So this is my answer. Okay, I'm going to walk around. I need you to be getting that equation. Okay. So this tells you how to write it. Y equals ax plus b. So you have to write it like that. Ax plus b. Okay, now your calculator has a copy and paste function, and it's not easy to get to. So here's your steps. Hit y equals. Hit a button called vars. Vars. It's under your down arrow. Vars. Vars. Go down to statistics. Statistics. I don't know why they make it so difficult. There should just be copy paste. Go over to the equation. Vars stats equation. And then we're just going to do that regular equation. We want the whole equation in. Enter. Boom. It's in my y equals window. Did it copy and paste it for you? Look at that. You might have just had a negative in there before. You forgot to clear something. I don't know.
Why wouldn't we just type this in instead?
Because you're going to get some crazy ones where you can never round. That's why.
How do you get just rid of like one thing?
Put your mouse on top of it and delete button. Good? It's gone. Graph. Okay, here's what you should see. Does the line that they made, does it fit your data? Yeah, really good. Okay, I'm done with my data. So I'm going to go back to my Y screen, and I'm going to get rid of the plot. I don't want the plot on anymore. I just want the line.
So what do you press?
So I went to Y equals, and I went on top of it, and I just hit enter to activate it, enter to deactivate it.
Okay.
But you have to have your cursor on the plot, and you can see mine's off because it's not highlighted. I can see it's on because it's highlighted. Graph. Just hit graph and it'll come back. Okay, now we can go to old stuff. Here's the questions. Is there any questions? Oh, here. Yeah, we do have a question. Yeah. Estimate the cost of the shirt if you were to buy 600 shirts. Okay, so here's what I want you to think about. Is 600 shirts an X of 600 or a Y of 600? It is an X. What do you do if I give you an X? Trace 600. That's what you type. Trace 600. So how much would each shirt cost you if you bought 600 t-shirts? It is $2.60 per shirt, right? You know what would be a really tricky question if they asked it? How much would it cost you to buy 600 shirts? What would be another thing you would do then? You would do 2.6 times 600, right? If I said what was the cost, but it didn't. I'm just saying you got to make sure you're reading the questions. Okay. The next question says, how many shirts would you need to order to get the cost to $1.50 per shirt? So you're thinking, is $1.50 an X of $1.50 or a Y of $1.50? Is 1.5 an X of it or a Y? A Y. Okay, what do you do when I give you a Y? Y2. So you need to put a Y2 in. And you need to do a what? You need to do a intersect. So look at me showing my work. So in applied, when you're showing me your work, here's my work on this one. Trace 600. That was my work. I'm just going to write trace 600. That was me showing what I'm doing.
Where do you find it interesting?
In that second trace menu, that calculate menu. So same, that's all the same as we've been doing. Since this is t-shirts, bless you. Yeah, I guess they'd probably have instructions. I'm guessing you probably have to order like on scales of tens or something. So I'm just gonna go 770 shirts. On an exam, I would hope they would give you some instructions on how to round that number. Yeah. And it was 769, which would, I'm sure no company would ever do that. I don't know. Yeah. No, you don't have to. You just have to do y to intersect is good.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just me trying to show you so that you know what your screen should look like. Can you do, hold on here. Okay, I just want to try something and I'm going to show you why it doesn't work. Okay, what if I ordered 800 shirts? What would you want to be doing if I ordered 800 shirts? Trace 800. Okay, so if I try that, trace 800 equals, oh shoot, that didn't work. Okay, trace 900. Trace 900. Oh, didn't work. Okay, here is why it didn't go to 900. Look at your window. So if you ever tell your mouse to move somewhere and it tells you quit, go back to your window. You are not going to move your mouse to 900. Is your window at 849 as well?
It's at 790.
Oh, okay. So your window won't work if your trace won't work if your window isn't big enough. So if that ever happens to you, go back to your window and just move your window more so that your mouse can go to that spot, okay? That's just what I wanted to let you know. Okay, we're going to do one more question here. This is just way too much to type. You guys will probably take 20 minutes to type all this. Let's go just this much. Can you type all the way to 20? So do, this is your L1, L2, L1, L2. Okay, do you remember how to get back there? Stat edit. How do you get rid of stuff again? Up. Yeah, go to the top, up, clear, down. Up, clear, down. So L1, give me the 1, 2, 3. And then L1, go all the way to 20 and just stop when you get to the 20. So 0, 1, all that to 20. Yeah, but it's not 1 to 20. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 7, 8, 9, 12. So I already know this. On a graph, the number of years would be the x, and the price per gas is the y variable. Do you understand how I always know my variables? Whatever you're putting in L1 is your x, your L2, so the years and the price of gas. That's what this is doing. Okay. Years and price of gas. So step 1, next. Y equals. Clear that equation. We're done with that one. I need you to activate your plot. And you can move your mouse down so that you can for sure see, is it highlighted? Okay, activating your plot will graph points for you. And then we're going to go zoom. Do you remember which zoom number it is? 9. Zoom 9. Bless you. I don't know. This is kind of what my points are doing, something like that. What do you think?
I got error.
You got error. That's fun. You got to go back to your stat edit, and somewhere you have a mismatch.
But I can't go back to stat.
Okay, go quit.
Right.
Yeah, can you just quit? Okay, who can identify the type it would be? So we wrote it out here. We got linear, quadratic, cubic, quartic. What kind of pattern would you say it makes? Cubic? I like cubic, yeah. The pattern looks cubic in shape. Okay.
Mine looks quintic.
Yours looks quintic.
I did something, well, it looks the same as yours, but in my opinion, it looks, I don't know if I'm right or not. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't even think our calculator does quintic.
Well, then it's not.
So then it's not an option. Our calculator does not do quintic. Okay, ready? Stat. Calculate. Stat, calculate. And you want option number? Which one? Option number? 6. Cubic. Oh, I like that. Discovery. You want the cubic regression. Cubic regression. Enter. Now it's on my screen like that, so I say enter it. It's thinking. Mine is thinking. Okay, so y equals 0.01 x cubed. So this is how I write my equation off of my screen. Okay, these are all 2 decimal places on when I write it on my paper. How does yours look compared to mine? Okay, so when I work, I don't want this equation. I want the equation with all of these decimal places in it. So that's why I want to do the copy and paste. But when you write it to me on paper, you can do 2 decimals. But never do work with it, but just write it for me like that. Okay, ready? Y equals. I want to copy and paste it into there. What is the button? Vars. It's a weird thing. Vars. Vars. Stats. Vars and then stat. Which one? I want my over to the equation. Regular equation. Boom. Enter it.
Oh, we have to turn the plot off yet, right?
We will eventually. Yeah. Not yet. Okay. Did it copy and paste it over for you with all those decimals? No. Did you go to your y equals screen? Y equals.
Yeah.
Is everything cleared out of there right now? Vars, stats, vars and stats, equation, and then regular equation enter there. Okay, I'm going to hit graph. Does the equation that they developed match your data? Pretty good, right? It's not going to be ever perfect. It's trying to be the best fit possible. Did the equation do that?
It looks like it.
Yeah. So the equation, I like the equation, it fits my data. So what I'm going to do now is go to my y equals, and I'm going to deactivate the plot graph. Deactivate, I'm done with that. Okay, so everybody's working with something like this. So my first question is, find the average price of gas in the year 1984. And that was a good year. I was born that year. So what was the price of gas when I was born? Okay, here's your question. Is 1984 dealing with X or Y? It's dealing with X. But we can't forget that X is not 1984. X is the years after 1979. So what would be the X value of 1984?
5.
X would be 5. Because the X values are representing how many years after 1979. So what are you going to do to your calculator? What are you going to tell your calculator to do? If we are given an X, what do you do when you're given an X? Trace 5. That's your work. Show your work. Trace 5 is my work. Trace 5. I got 44.8 cents per liter. Could you imagine paying that right now? That'd be pretty sweet.
When I babysitted, they give you cash. Oh, there's my gas. For like half an hour.
Yeah, I did this yesterday. Yeah. I babysat. I hate dealing with cats.
Okay, and then the second question says, what year was the gas 56 cents per liter? So what year did it hit that price? So question, is this 56 an X of 56 or a Y of 56? Y, so what do you do when I give you a Y value? Y2 equals 56. And then you should be doing this kind of thing. Intersect, right? Is that what you're looking at right now? You have a line there, so intersect. Okay. 16.61? Is that what you're getting on your calculator? Okay, that's not your answer though. It's not the answer. It's going to get you the answer, but it's not the answer. So what year? That's the question. So you have an X of 16.6. So what year do you want to answer?
1994. 5.
19.
Just kidding. Oh, 95.
It would be in 1995. That would be.
Add 16 years to 100. And you don't
Yeah.
have enough because we have to make 30 years.
It'd be like September of 1995.